obliterated them. And
Rob, how would you categorize Kentucky? How would you sum up Kentucky? What are your thoughts?
I think that this performance was a disappointing performance, and it's okay for Kentucky fans to be disappointed with the way that this game kind of played out, right? Like, you get to this point in the season, everybody travels up to Indianapolis. You want to be able to at least feel like you were in the fight and feel like you had an opportunity to enjoy it. And I don't think there was ever a point in this game where Kentucky fans felt like they'd enjoyed it. But I would also make sure that all of you guys go out and watch the press conferences and the news stuff and the interviews that all of these players did that spent 1 year playing for Kentucky under Mark Pope. You saw Lamont Butler just shattered in tears, walking off the floor, hugging Mark Pope. You saw Kobe Brea. I think his quote was, "Whoever is coming to get the jerseys is not going to get this one from me, or is going to have a very hard time getting this one from me." You saw Andrew Carr talking about how he doesn't want to take this jersey off and he doesn't want to stop playing for Kentucky. And I think that
it was magical. It was a magical year for this Kentucky program, Rob. Magical.
Yes. And it wasn't just this year, though. I think the groundwork has been built for this to be something that continues to be this way. And I don't know if it means that Kentucky is going to reach the heights that they reached, like from 2011 to 2015 under Cal, right? Like, I don't know if this is going to be Final Four after Final Four after Final Four.
It's not going to be.
Yeah, it's so hard to do that. But I think that there are going to be years where this team is Final Four national title good. And even in the years when they're not, there's going to be something that is just so easy to root for and so easy to like about this Kentucky program. And I think that what Pope has done is established a culture that is going to remain there and is going to be able to grow and is going to be able to build and is going to be something that lasts more than just one. Like, this is not going to be we're going to build a roster year by year by year thing. I think he's going to be able to get players. He's going to be able to keep a bunch of players. There's going to be a core. There's going to be a culture. And I think this is the start of Kentucky having something that is really, really enjoyable for Kentucky fans.
Because I got a heart out of 150.
So yeah. Just quickly, really quick. Just so different because it's kind of the opposite. What did Kentucky fans get frustrated with John Calipari? That it was all about getting these guys to the next level. Mark Pope's totally the opposite. He wants these guys to embrace their time at Kentucky as much as anything else. He felt it. He loved it. He ended up playing in the NBA. And if these guys play in the NBA, that's great. But that's not what his mission is. His mission is to make sure they encompass everything that he felt when he was in Lexington.
So, Mike, they lock up Kentucky defensively. They hold them to 15 three-point attempts. Kentucky averages 25, 26 three-point attempts a game. So not only did they hold them to 6, they held them only to 15 attempts. But on the other side, Mike Latula, is this guard. And on a night where Braden Smith had 15 assists, here's Zakai Ziegler, who walks in with 18 points and 10 assists, Michael. We have talked about his greatness. You got to watch it in person tonight. How would you describe it? You're muted. It was so good.
It's similar to Braden in the sense where you have to watch it in person, and it's what makes point guards, right? Not just guys who, have the counting numbers and get the points and get the assists. Real point guards, like guys who are orchestrators, guys who run a team. I saw it tonight with Zakai. I saw it tonight with Braden. Those guys just have a natural, innate ability, and Zakai definitely does, to kind of rally guys in, to get the crowd into it, to pull all the right strings, in addition to everything you have to survey on the court. Right? Okay, how do I manipulate this ball screen? Okay, let's push in transition. Who's in the running lanes? You got to make sure, hey, Akpar, keep your chin up, right? You didn't finish that layup, keep your chin up. Let's get back on defense. Like that's all the stuff a point guard has to manage. And he does that and some. And that's why you look at the point guard play across these different teams, and that can win out. I mean, Uzan was, kind of the de facto point guard for Houston tonight, and he was tremendous. You need guys like that. I mean, Zakai is just, and not to mention what he does on the defensive end too. I mean, he frustrated Lamont Butler, I thought, tonight. He really did. And I will say real quickly on Kentucky, I'm just such a fan of Mark Pope, and it's even seeing him live too. We've seen it all season. There's no drama. There's no antics. The dude just coaches, and all of his players play the same way. And so that's the way that you can kind of build a culture. So, I mean, they're probably so emotional after the game tonight because they went through a lot this season. You got all the expectations, you got all the injuries, guys in and out of the lineup, and you're in this pressure cooker in Lexington, and you're navigating that. You end up as a 3 seed. You get to a Sweet 16. There's a lot to be proud of if you're a Wildcat, man.
Some of us like the antics out of a coach, Mike. That's all I'm going to say.